By the way, I don't like what the Pelicans, the
Willie Green,
organization
no.
is doing to Willie Green. If you want to fire, no, if you want to fire him, fire him. But the being petty and not announcing his name as the head coach for like 2 to 3 straight games, like
I
once
didn't
they
see
announce
that.
the
I didn't.
starting lineup, like
I didn't see that.
yeah, 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 no, I'm telling you, they done that. They did that. Like they're being that is petty. And they asked Willie Green about it. Like, did you tell him not to do it? And he said no. So like if you don't want that man to be the coach, quit
Well,
all this. Like we
that's.
don't need to keep hearing reports.
I,
It's
I'm
bullshit.
okay. If they
And
okay, I'm sorry, Perk.
but
I
no, you good.
I'm the head coach. If I look over and that man in front of the mic or that person in front of the mic doesn't say my name, we got issues. We got issues. Oof. And again, I'm not. Oof.
Well, okay, but so it didn't just happen one game. It happened a few games. Now, we could go back and check this, but I'm pretty sure this is accurate reporting. Here's my thing. Is this too much information that's being leaked that says, oh, if Willie Green don't win this game, he's gonna get fired? Like it's too much speculation out there. If you're gonna let the man go, let him go. I will say this about the Pelicans: the two rookies that they drafted, the kid Jeremiah Fears, I believe is Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. Those two guys are different. They're special. Derek Queen is gonna be that Jokic Shangoon type player for them. By the way.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Perk. If he's addressing it,
I'm
then
not.
that's
I
accurate
wasn't
reporting.
questioning it. I just hadn't seen it. Go
And
ahead.
it appears that
No.
no,
I'm
Perk
just saying.
said Perk was saying too. He wanted to make sure that he was covering his tracks too. But yeah, it appears, Perk, that you were absolutely
Whatever the
correct.
decision was.
Yeah, that's fucking disrespect. It's
Hey,
unacceptable.
okay.
Hmm.
This is my one thing to New Orleans Pelicans. Whatever energy is,
Wow.
there are teams that handle things at the highest of levels, and they are typically the most successful. That is the one that players want to play for. That's the one that players want to battle for. When players around the league, this sends a message to the entire 450 when things are managed in this process. The most successful teams are typically the most consistent, well run. Like, I don't want to say family because we know it's not family, but there's an energy if it's us against the world. And if you're with us, you're with us. If you're against us, you're against us. No, a house divided cannot stand. Period. So again, that right there for Willie Green to address that, to me, they have struggled for a very, very long time as an organization. And if you're trying to get out of that space, that is not the way to go about things.
Okay, leads us right into this conversation. Our Trippin segment. DeMarcus Cousins. Did you guys see this? He had an interesting take on the Pelicans, stating, I think it's time for them to move. I think it was time 5 to 6 years ago. You go to the games, there's about 36 people in there. Popcorn is $1. Courtside is $25. There's not really much going on. There's not much success happening for just that part of it. It's time. Blow it up, move on. There are no fans. Is he tripping?
Go ahead, Big Bird. You played there.
No, he's not tripping. I said this about 2 years ago, and my comments was flooded with New Orleans people going in on me, right? And then they made the playoffs, and they was commenting and tagging me in videos because of how packed the arena was. I played in New Orleans. Here's the problem with New Orleans. Great city, one of my favorite cities to live in. One, because they got great food. Okay, that's number one. Number two, this is what I will say. I understand where DeMarcus is coming from, where Big Cuz is coming from, because he played there. They're, they are always going to be second to the New Orleans Saints. That city is all about the New Orleans Saints. From the ownership to Mickey Loomis is all about. They don't give a damn about the Pelicans. It's so bad that you have to leave if you want to go to all organizations now. You walk in, you got first class service, they got breakfast, you got a chef. You leave, you got an option to eat lunch. They got all. You leave the Pelicans facility, you got to walk across the street to the Saints facility in order to eat and get. So all your stuff is in boxes in the cafeteria. So again, I understand what he's saying, but also on the flip side of things, you have to fucking win in order to fill seats up. You have to win. Like think about how Zion, the hype he had and how excited the city was. We have Zion Williamson and how big of a disappointment he has been for them. Like they're probably frustrated and tired with this organization and the direction it's going in as well. And now you have not only Zion being out again, right, with a hamstring injury, and we have to get a doctor on here to because I got some questions about. I've never seen a guy injure his hamstring that much like Zion Williamson throughout his career. So I need to hear some science behind this. You go out, you trade CJ McCollum, you bring in Jordan Poole, and it's just to the point where it's like, I want Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver, my good friend, who I believe is a hell of a GM. He put that Detroit roster together that we're seeing balling right now. He drafted all of
No,
those
not
guys over
all.
there. Um,
Not all.
what you mean?
Not
Who
all.
who he,
I'm
who
just
he
saying
didn't
last
draft?
2, 3 years. Last 2, 3 years. Troy, he drafted Cade, right?
He
He drafted
no, no,
Cade,
I'm
correct?
saying
He
he
drafted
drafted
Cade, right? He drafted Cade,
he,
yeah.
he drafted Cade.
Now
He
let's
he
calm down.
drafted
When you got the
he
number
drafted
one
a
pick,
Stuart
there's not
Thompson.
that much scouting going on.
Oh,
Troy,
okay,
I'm just
but
kidding.
you
Troy, I'm
drafted a
joking.
Stuart
I'm joking,
Thompson.
Troy. Joking.
You
He's a
he
stud.
drafted Jalen
He's a
Duren. He
stud.
drafted B.
Yeah.
Stu. So I'm just
I'm
saying.
just
Get him,
But what?
Perk. Get him,
I,
Perk.
said, I want to
But
give
all I'm
Trajan. I
saying
want to give
is,
Trajan a little
I'm
credit.
torn
I
in
want to give
between.
Trajan a little credit. That's all.
Yeah, no, he's done an exceptional job. You know what Trajan did? He got the right fucking coach in there.
Yes.
That's
Say
what
it
he went and
again.
done. Shout out to Bickerstaff. But I wouldn't say I'm in between. I wouldn't say because Big DeMarcus Cousins is tripping because I kind of feel what he's coming from. But he better be prepared for those comments because those New Orleans people, they coming at his ass. I've been there.
Is there any value to just moving maybe a couple of teams around in the league versus expanding to 2 new teams?
No, so really quick. No, let me
You
say
mean?
this. Perk's point is right. And that's where I talk about, and Joe Dumars has taken over. We knew Griff there, who helped build the Cleveland roster during their runs. We all know Griff when it comes to putting together a team and managing it. Again, won a championship. That that
Was
that
that
was that
Griff
was
or Braun?
Griffin Braun, right? I say that to say, hey, Griff is the
How's
one
their
that called. Hey, let me
relationship?
say this. I can speak on
I'm
this.
kidding.
Griff is the one that called me. Like I knew Braun, but I didn't have a relationship with Braun. Braun wasn't calling me, recruiting me, and I'm not saying that I was that. But Griff was like, "Hey, Rich, we would like you to come here, veteran minimum. This is what we're doing. This is what we're trying to fill out our roster with." Right? Again, getting Amon Shumpert, getting J.R. Smith. So there's a lot of things. Anyways, my point is this: if you win, that helps. That's why I pray for stability in that organization, right? And if they don't have stability, they can't build a fan base.
Mm.
Yes, you could talk about the injuries. They've had talent, but they just have. You make a 3, 4 year playoff run, right? You get to the second round a couple times. You do that, you're going to build a fan base. That's how you do it. So that's the part. I can't speak. I never played like you and DeMarcus did, but they had to relocate the New Jersey Nets. We were going to the finals and we didn't get enough of a fan base, right? And they just had to move us 45 minutes on the other side of town to a more densely populated area. And now the Brooklyn Nets have a bigger fan base.